We have Maine's oldest running trivia on Tuesday nights here.
Hey everyone, Dano here. We have a whole new schedule and format for the new year. Every other Friday, I'll be hosting a brief brewery bio show, while Amanda still brings you the regular hour-long show the other weeks. Grab a seat, crack open a beer, and let's get to know the people that make the beer we love. This week we take you to Hallowell, Maine, home of the Liberal Cup Public House and Brewery. Casey Hines sat down with us to give us a tour in the history of Liberal Cup.
Hi, my name's Casey Hines. We're at the Liberal Cup. We're at 115 Water Street in Hallowell, Maine. We're a brew pub here. We've been here for 15 years. We have about 25 different beers that we do over the course of the year. We try to keep things seasonal and fresh. We were doing session beers before session beers were cool. And we try to have a wide variety. We usually have 6 of our beers on at any given time.
Casey has a refined beer palate after years of brewing, but was it always that way?
My first beer memory was it's not even a beer, I think it's a malt liquor, but Mickey's. Remember those little, like the little green grenade-looking can? You don't even remember, they were terrible. It was a very harsh malt liquor that we took to a camping trip, me and a couple of my buddies, and I can't say it was love at first sip, but luckily I can stick with it, and I came around.
I'm glad you came around, Casey. I know if I never have another 40 of Steel Reserve, I'll be better for it too.
Jeff Houghton, who is the owner and brewer here, has been brewing beer in Maine pretty much as long as anybody has. He's worked all over the map with a lot of the breweries that you would know here, and really kind of got his start in England. He went to England and learned to brew over there, then brought a lot of those brewing practices back here in Maine. Geary's, Gritty's, he's been all over the map, and then he knew that he wanted to open up his own brew pub here. So we've been here for 15 years. We brew our own beer with Hallowell water and our own recipes, and people really respect us for that. We don't do anything that's the trend right now, the trend throughout the nation, but especially in New England, are these big over-the-top IPAs that are just, Willamette Valley, Cascade varietals, citrus, hoppy beers. We don't really do anything that hoppy. We're more middle-of-the-road pale ales, British styles. So our IPA wouldn't be necessarily what, if you're drinking a heady topper, you wouldn't put the two of those next to each other and say, hey, these are the same style. They're wildly different. We brew traditional beer in a style that they should be brewed. And not should be, but the way that they were meant to be brewed when the recipes were developed. Beer is great because there is always a cutting edge and there's always something new being developed. But we're more traditional, so something that they could drink at home. Any British pale ales would get you in the mood for one of our alewife ales. That's a beer that we always have on draft because it's just so good. It's a crowd pleaser. It's not too hoppy. It's not too malty. It's very well balanced and not too much alcohol. So you want to sit down and have 3 or 4 of them at a time.
Now that we know about the beers you make and the beers you regret drinking years ago, there must be a best beer that you guys brew.
I think that the best beer that we brew, as far as representing the style, and the one that I can't wait till it comes on, I've got a lot of them. My favorite is, we call it the Taste of Victory Pale Ale. It's an oatmeal pale ale, and we only brew it when a New England sports team has won a championship. So I think I like it even more because it's so few and far between. Hopefully the Patriots do it this year and I get a little taste of victory at the end of the season. The Red Sox let us down. So I think that makes it kind of, not only because of its exclusivity, but it's a delicious, smooth drinking pale ale.
Not only does an oatmeal beer sound awesome, but the rarity of its availability, I think I may just have found my beer whale. So, how are you guys connected with Run of the Mill in Saco?
Run of the Mill down in Saco. Same owners. Jeff wanted to open up kind of the same idea here, but down in Saco, and just been doing great. It's a much bigger scale. They had that great outdoor deck. But anybody that's been to the Liberal Cup or the Run of the Mill, you'd walk into one or the other and say, gosh, this looks familiar. There's a reason why. They have a brewery down there as well. They're a much larger capacity, so a lot of the kegging that goes on, we sell beer all over the state of Maine. Most of it comes from the run-of-the-mill down there, just because they have a much bigger capacity. We can hardly keep up with what we have here. We're such a busy restaurant.
Thank you for talking with us this week. I think we might need to stick around and have 3 or 4 of those and partake in trivia night. Cheers. The music throughout today's episode is by Old Etc. out of Biddeford, Maine. To learn more, head over to greatbeeradventure.com/music. We have new things headed your way every week and cannot wait to share them. Today's show was co-produced and edited by me, Dano. Special thanks to our show creator, Amanda, for teaching me the trade of podcasting. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
Want to know more? Be sure to find us on Instagram at Great Beer Women. If you haven't done so already, be sure to head over to greatbeeradventure.com/subscribe to subscribe. That way, you'll be the first to know when a new episode goes live. Also, don't forget to tell your friends about us. A small party is fun, but a huge party is extraordinary. Let's get more people knowing about beer in the great state of Maine. Great Beer Adventure is part of the Great Pint Society.